New El Chorrito Light. Put a little spice in your life.
Watch The Doug Moe Show, Saturdays at 6:30 on Channel 4.
From across Colorado, this is the Emmy Award-winning News Center 4 Late Edition. With Bob Palmer, Madeline McFadden, Larry Green, and Ron Zappolo.
American GIs march onto Central American soil, a show of strength to counter what the Reagan administration says is a Nicaraguan invasion of America's ally, Honduras. Good evening and welcome to News Center 4. U.S. troops are on a mission tonight to show the flag, and Washington says they'll be kept far out of harm's way. All but 800 of the 3,200 GIs are in place tonight at Palmarola Air Base in Honduras, about 125 miles from the border with Nicaragua. At that border, a dispute over an airstrike. Sources say Honduran warplanes raided a Nicaraguan military headquarters inside Nicaragua today, but Honduras says its planes merely dropped bombs on Nicaraguan soldiers who had crossed over into Honduran territory. The U.S. operation began early this morning. 55 planes took off from Fort Bragg, one every half hour, all day long. In Honduras, the troops will conduct what the Pentagon calls emergency deployment exercises.
We're not here for combat operations. We're here to train, lend assistance to the Honduran Army.
The U.S. insists the GIs won't get anywhere near combat, but Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega vows to liquidate the Americans, and the Nicaraguans continue to punish the Contra rebels, which of course is the key to U.S. combat troops being sent to Central America.
President Reagan didn't have much to say today about the Honduran operation. His only public appearance came in his capacity as the nation's leading Irish American. He visited a Washington pub for a St. Patrick's Day lunch. Congressional reaction is as varied as any debate on Contra aid in the past. Some senators who rejected President Reagan's most recent request for aid say sending troops ignores what Congress wants. But others, like Colorado Senator Bill Armstrong, say now Reagan should ask Congress for even more aid.
Ask for at least $100 million, which is more nearly the amount that is necessary to sustain this effort in the field, and which will be a symbolic number that will provide the kind of reassurance that the United States is in this thing for the long haul.
I don't think the American people want U.S. troops to be involved, and I certainly don't believe that want U.S. boys to be giving their lives in the jungles of Central America.
The Senate will consider a bill requiring Mr. Reagan to get Senate permission before sending any more troops.
In Panama today, General Noriega's troops took over most of the public services in that country to try to ease the crisis created by massive strikes. Government workers who walked off the job when they weren't paid got some money today, but it was far less than their usual paychecks, and Noriega's cash-starved government had to resort to giving out commemorative coins as a part of the payments. In the remote mountains of northern Colombia tonight, rescuers have reached a jetliner that crashed today. They say all 137 people aboard were killed, including members of 2 Colombian soccer teams. Authorities say the Avianca jet, slammed into a mountainside and blew up.
There's more news to come on tonight's Late Edition. Anti-apartheid demonstrators rocked the regions with jeers following today's vote.
A Denver synagogue holds an ecumenical Seder for Christians.
Just as Denver is on the mend in the weather department, it looks like Texas and Oklahoma are digging out.
In sports, the Nuggets go to overtime, and a lot of NCAA favorites go home.
I'm Howard Haas of Johnny Haas Lincoln Mercury Mercure, offering you big discounts and low monthly payments on our 88 Lincolns and Mercuries. Save $5,000 on the elegant 88 Town Car. Save $2,400 on the front-wheel drive Topaz. Save $3,500 on the popular 88 Cougar. And take my word for it, we'll beat any deal in town. So see us for big discounts and low monthly payments at Johnny Haas Lincoln Mercury Mercure, 9200 West Colfax in Lakewood.
This Olympic winning moment is being brought to you by the Prudential. Paavo Nurmi at the Paris Olympics in 1924, winner of 3 gold medals at Antwerp in 1920. He gets another in record time in the 1500, and an hour later, one more at 10,000 meters. Before the games are over, he picks up 3 more golds. For the Flying Finn, 5 Olympic winning moments.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs, because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
If you're an owner of an import car, Chevrolet has some valuable news for you. Our $1,200 cashback offer on new Chevy Nova has been so successful, we've extended it until April 30th, so you've got more time to add up all of Nova's features. Then subtract $1,200 cash back to get the only answer for your next car, Chevy Nova.
The heartbeat of America, just today, Chevrolet.
A vote by the University of Colorado Regents today provoked an angry response by students and led to the disruption of the Regents meeting. The Regents refused to end the university's indirect investments in South Africa. Jane Hamden reports on the reaction of students who'd built a symbolic shantytown on the Boulder campus.
Second part of the Regents' current policy.
Shantytown residents left their shacks for the more formal setting of the Regents meeting.
We are asking you to take our tuition and tax dollars out of a country which condones unequal and inhumane treatment on a daily basis due to the color of one's skin.
Regents maintain the issue is not whether apartheid is right or wrong, but how to take an effective stance against it. According to a majority of Regents, divestiture won't do it, and neither will a shantytown.
Surely a shantytown is not a substitute for a well-reasoned, well-articulated discussion of the pros and cons concerning divestiture.
The vote to get rid of all indirect investments in South Africa was 7-1, a resounding no. But protesters wouldn't take no for an answer.
The motion is lost. We will now recess. Before we
You came here with your ears closed and with your eyes
The Regents broke for lunch and the students staged an occupation.
All for the Regents! All for the Regents! Free your bloody dollars! Free your bloody dollars!
Papers were scattered and a table broken in half. 1 hour later, the rally subsided.
Students decided to leave rather than risk arrest here. They headed back to Boulder, back to Shantytown.
What was left? A trashed meeting room and a $340,000 university investment in Caterpillar, which does business in South Africa. Jane Hamden, News Center 4.
Students later took up a collection to raise money to replace the furniture they destroyed.
A young Jefferson County AIDS patient is in tomorrow's news. Jonathan is expected to be allowed to go to preschool soon, and tomorrow the district is going to answer the questions of parents who have concerns at Patterson Elementary School at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. A Colorado Springs woman accused of kidnapping a baby last month will be in court tomorrow. Maritza Rentz is charged with impersonating a babysitter and then kidnapping 1-month-old Rachel Ann White. Police found the baby at Rentz's home 4 days later.
Don't leave us. There's more news, weather, and sports ahead.
Angry and combative, Arizona's Governor Meekum fights for survival in the state Senate. And we'll be right back.
Race fans, it's the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Full Winter Championships, blasting into McNichols Arena this Friday and Saturday night, featuring the top 4x4 pulling trucks in the country, plus the $50,000 battle of the monster trucks. The monsters go to war against the half-tank, half-truck, barefoot tracks, plus wheel-standing trick trucks, the jet-powered Starfire funny car, and the rear-engine AA fuel dragster, the Bushwhacker. Tickets now. McNichols Arena, Nuggets box office, and all Ticketmaster locations. This Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. McNichols Arena is the wildest show on wheels.
Everyone likes to barbecue, but no one likes waiting for the coals to heat up. Now get those coals ready to cook in just a few short minutes with the all-new electric bellows. Just clamp it to your barbecue, turn it on, and stand back. Electric bellows is a must for RV barbecuers, campers, and great for stoking that fire at home. It runs on 2 size D batteries and is constructed of rugged, heat-resistant material. It's so safe and light you can take it anywhere. Call 1-800-862-6262 now to order your electric bellows for just $24.95 plus postage and handling. Most major credit cards accepted. Call 1-800-862-6262 now.
Aurora Lincoln Mercury is having a spectacular used car super sale.
All you need is $49 down, and you can drive home in any of these cars today.
This 86 Mustang, $149 a month. This 83 Cadillac DeVille, $199 a month. This 84 Cougar, $189 a month. This 86 Taurus or 85 Grand Marquis, $199 a month. Aurora Lincoln Mercury, 100 Havana. Call 360-8000 right now.
Remember, just $49 down. You'd be crazy to shop anyplace else.
Weberg Furniture. What a difference.
The difference is savings, now 25 to 50% store-wide. The difference is credit, no payments until July. The difference is selection. Here's a beautiful 3-piece sectional that's superbly comfortable with a reclining end section. At night, it's a queen-size bed, now just $9.99. This 5-piece fashion dinette has a 42-inch glass top and an ivory and brass base, now just $3.99. Selection, savings, and credit. That's the Weberg difference.
Arizona Governor Evan Mecham is a defiant figure on the witness stand this week, angrily denying he's done anything wrong as the state Senate decides whether to kick him out of office. We'll go live now to Phoenix via News Star 4, and Phil Allen has a report on the approaching climax of Mecham's impeachment trial. Phil? Oh, we've got some problem with getting live to Phoenix, but Phil did file this package, this report, and we'll see it now.
And it's a totally manufactured thing, a disservice to me, a disservice to those people, and a disservice to the state, certainly a disservice to the taxpayers, to spend all this time when there isn't a piece of evidence that I had any intention at all to obstruct any kind of justice.
The governor said that he was never told the seriousness of the threat reportedly made by his former aide Lee Watkins against another former aide who was about to testify before the grand jury. State Police Chief Ralph Milstead testified that the governor ordered him not to help the Attorney General. Today, Governor Mecham said that if anybody had told him, he would have been the first one to see that it was taken care of. He said the worst thing he's ever been accused of was a traffic violation. And he erupted in anger when prosecutor Paul Eckstein asked him about a series of past lawsuits filed against him and his businesses that accused him of fraud and dishonesty. Eckstein wanted yes and no answers.
You're trying to impugn my honesty, Mr. Eckstein, and let me tell you something. If you're going to bring that in, then you better bring in both sides of it.
Governor, I'm just asking you questions.
Oh, no, you have to bring both in.
Your counsel will ask you questions on redirect. Just please...
No, you're not going to leave that line.
Listen to my questions
I'll listen
and respond
carefully.
to them.
And I will respond.
That's all I'm asking you to do.
And I will respond, and I'll add to my response, and I earn the right to respond as I see fit, Mr. Eckstein, please.
Testimony is going to continue in the Arizona Senate tomorrow, but no vote is expected to come tomorrow.
A week from today, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North and John Poindexter will be heading for court. The two, along with 2 arms dealers, will be arraigned on criminal charges arising from their roles in the Iran-Contra affair. Yesterday, the 2 were indicted by a special grand jury.
Skies are clearing over Colorado tonight, and there is sunshine on tap for tomorrow.
Larry Green is standing by with all the details right after this.
Your Denver area Mitsubishi Motors dealers just finished a record-breaking year, so we're celebrating. Come on by for excellent values. You could save up to $1,500 on selected models, on-the-spot trades, no waiting for delivery. Need more reasons? You can save up to $1,500. So, where do you go? Your Denver area Mitsubishi Motors dealer. You know why. Be there.
Mom, I'm too young to get heartburn.
But you're not too young for Tums. It's rich in calcium, and our doctor said teenagers need extra calcium in their diets.
As much as their moms do?
23 million Americans suffer muscular back pain.
Best way to describe it is if you take a towel and you wring it out.
Dones relieves minor back pain for hours. Its special ingredient is found in no other leading analgesic. Now get extra strength relief with new extra strength Dones.
The U.S. ambassador expressed his deepest concern.
Compounding problems even further as the strike moves into its fourth.
Maybe you can't stop the world, but for a week or so, you can get off. Right now, you can cruise 4 days with NCL on board the Southward for the price of 3. Call your travel agent soon. Norwegian Cruise Line, the world's best way to leave the world behind.
When you don't want to pay for new and used just won't do, it better be a budget.
Budget Car Sales brings you value with a special purchase of 40 1987 Chevy Novas, Nissan Sentras, and Hyundai Excels priced from just $69.95 with none over $79.95 or only $129 a month. 2 doors and 4 doors, some with air, sunroofs, and more. $88 down delivers. Payments from $88. Service contracts offered and trades accepted, but this week only at Budget Car Sales in Aurora and Lakewood.
It better be a budget.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Pick up a copy today wherever paperbacks are sold.
More than 400 Christians gathered in Denver tonight to celebrate the Jewish Passover. Congregation Rodef Shalom held an ecumenical Passover Seder. They invited only non-Jews to take part in the ritual service in hopes of offering a better understanding of what the Passover Festival of Freedom is all about. Rabbi Joel Newman tells Kathy Walsh the congregation is reaching out to all people to join the celebration.
I think by talking about a Seder and by talking about Passover, we're saying that all of us at one time were slaves, and now that we are free men and women, that we can learn to appreciate the chains that we have broken and hopefully work toward breaking the other chains like poverty and hunger and such as well.
Tonight's Passover Seder is a little early. Passover will be celebrated in Jewish households on April 2nd.
Well, we have a weekend heading our way, nicer weather, but first we have to get through tonight.
Let's plan ahead a little bit, but the weekend is looking pretty good. Tonight, very, very cold around the region. Skies are clearing. Many of the temperatures up in the foothills are already down into single figures, and up in the mountains it could go well below 0 once again tonight. Here on the flatlands, we could see single figures before the night is over. Let's go outside and check on what's going on out there right now. It is cool in Denver, but the temperature is taking its time falling off tonight. That's one break for us if you have to be outside. Temperature of 21 degrees. The high today was only 30, and an overnight low of 13. Humidity, 65%. There is no wind. High barometer, 30.40 inches. And the air quality is good and forecast to stay that way. The highest reading of the afternoon was 47. Here's the way it looks from the national radar standpoint. Mostly clear all over the western part of the country. What happened to our storm system? It's way down to the southeast of us, and it's really kicking up a ruckus. Overnight last night, heavy snow in northwestern sections of Oklahoma and in the panhandle of Texas. Up to 16 inches of snow recorded there. Then, when it got into the lower latitudes, that's when it started to be mixed with rain, and heavy rain at that. East of Houston, Texas today, they had a tornado. No damage, no one hurt out of that. But as it's moving through Arkansas tonight, it's still producing quite a bit in the way of snow in the northern section of that state and in the higher elevations, and then rain down in the lower elevations. This is what it looks like from the satellite. See those bright white clouds? That's what's producing all that precipitation to the east of us. But here in Colorado, broken cloudiness at worst and mostly clear skies, but the clear skies, again, are going to add up to colder conditions around here tonight. Looks like this for tomorrow. High pressure to the north and west of us, and that'll start building over the next couple of days. That'll keep us into kind of a northwesterly flow, kind of a cool flow, but with the sunshine, we'll have a gradual warm-up each day. The low pressure system to the southeast of us is going to continue slowly marching into the southeast, and a variety of weather associated with that. Up along the Great Lakes region, there'll be another cold front, and that'll be producing some snow for the most part. Now, here's the way it looks around the region tonight. Weather watchers around the metro area reporting temperatures around the freezing mark most of the day. In some of those communities, we're not lucky enough to get above the freezing mark. One of the warmer conditions around here was at Boulder. They got to make that 36 degrees today. Up in the foothills, tonight, temperatures are down to like 4 degrees at Coal Creek. They only managed a high of 14 degrees today. And other temperatures around the region, teens and 20s. That's up in the foothills today. And the statewide temperatures, western valleys, 30s and 40s. That's where some of the warmer conditions were around the state today. Mountains, anywhere from teens to low 30s today. And in the eastern section of the state, we had a variety of weather. We had mostly 20s, 30s, and a few 40s showed up today. Lamar got up to 47 degrees this afternoon. Let's look ahead. Here's what's happening in the state tomorrow. Clear to partly cloudy skies statewide, the way we're looking at it. In the western valleys, 39 to 49 for the highs, 34 to 44, and great skiing for the mountains. In eastern Colorado, looks like 38 to 50 for the highs. And here's Denver's 5-day forecast. It's a beaut. Beginning tonight, we're calling for partly cloudy and cold conditions. The low should be around 18. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warmer. The high should be 47 with a low of 22. And then, on the extended forecast, this is one that deserves a standing ovation. You may stand now, Madeline, and clap. The high on Saturday and Sunday should be around 50 to 57 degrees each of those days. And then Monday and Tuesday, temperatures warming up into the low 60s. I don't see a snowflake or a raindrop in the forecast for the next 5 days.
Seems like it's been a while since we've seen those 60s around.
Yes, we had a few 60s. Remember pushing 70 a few weeks ago, and then that cold spell, and it looks like it'll be a slow warm-up right into the middle part of next week.
I thought we were supposed to leave these one-digit temperatures behind us when we got to March.
Well, occasionally we get unlucky.
I guess we are. All right. Thanks, Larry. Bob?
Where's all the fun on Thursday nights? Well, it's now downtown. Tonight was the first Thursday's party sponsored by the Denver Partnership. Couples danced away the St. Patrick's evening. There'll be a party every Thursday night in an effort to keep Denver workers downtown so they'll spend their money in the city instead of in the suburbs.
Looks like some fun.
We'll go down there right after the news.
Okay. In a minute, we'll turn to Les Shapiro for a rundown on the night in sports.
Well, he's the king of the threes now. Michael Adams sets the NBA record. We'll be right back.
This Olympic winning moment is being brought to you by the Prudential.
Johnny Weissmuller, Buster Crabbe, on their way to becoming Tarzan. Weissmuller wins gold in 3 events in Paris in 1924. Crabbe sets a record in the 400-meter relay in 1932 at Los Angeles for the Tarzan's Olympic winning moments.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Courtesy Ford guarantees top value for your dollar on compact trucks. True value because we never remove the MSRP sticker. It's a one-price Ranger sale. 22 4x4s, only $99.85. 15 XLT Super Cabs, only $11,985. 5.75 annual percentage rate bank financing. But once they're gone for good. Honest value guaranteed to save you money. Courtesy Ford.
Our business is saving you money.
At Courtesy Ford.
At some discount stores, the salespeople jump all over you as soon as you walk in the door. But walk into Silo right now, and the only thing that'll grab you are Silo's low sale prices on every TV, VCR, stereo, and appliance. At Silo, we train our salespeople to be knowledgeable and helpful, not pushy. So even though our low prices may shock you, our salespeople won't.
What do you want? Speak to me. Come on. Talk.
There's no sale like a Silo sale.
Go beyond the edge. Don't miss the Swatch Freestyle World Cup from Breckenridge. Saturday, March 19th at 11:30, right here on News Center 4. This News Center 4 sports update is brought to you by your 4 Metro Denver Toyota dealers.
Les Shapiro's here, and another amazing basketball game tonight at Big Mac.
And this time, the Nuggets came out on the good end of it.
Finally.
That's right. You know, you remember that Utah game.
Yeah.
This one, just the opposite. They're the two highest-scoring teams in the NBA, so you knew it would be exciting, right? And it was. The Nuggets beat Portland in overtime, 116-115. The Nuggets did it without centers Blair Rasmussen and Danny Chase, who fouled out. But they had Michael Adams right there. That three-pointer tied an NBA record. 23 straight games he's hit a three-pointer. Overtime now. Just like regulation, back and forth. Jay Vincent puts it in for the Nuggets off balance. They're up by 2. Richard Anderson, a former Nugget, ties it for Portland with a jumper of his own. And that gave it another tie. Caldwell Jones, the dunk, gives Portland a 2-point lead. Michael Adams, with 45 seconds left, gets the 3 to give the Nuggets a 1-point lead. They held on to it to beat Portland 116-115 in overtime. The Nuggets now 4.5 back in the Midwest, and that helps them in the playoff picture. They are chasing Portland. Houston kept pace, beating Seattle 115-106. They stay a half game in front of the Nuggets. Detroit by 3 over Cleveland, and Indiana beat Washington 99-95. College ball. The NCAA tournament started today, and Wyoming's season ended. Loyola Marymount ran the Cowboys right out of the gym. Speedy Gonzalez couldn't have kept up with them tonight. Wyoming star Fennis Dembo says he's never played a game like that. Loyola Marymount was possessed. Here's what it looked like. Wyoming would score, Dembo on the tip, then Loyola would run it in. 6 seconds later, Torrey Gaines off the glass. They are the highest scoring team in the nation. Wyoming coach Benny Dees couldn't figure out how to stop them. They have no set offense, no plays, but this one worked pretty well. Hank Tather, the alley-oop. They win their 25th in a row, the highest scoring game in NCAA history. Loyola Marymount over Wyoming, 119-115. Wyoming finishes 26-6. They play North Carolina next. Loyola Marymount does. North Carolina beat North Texas State. Michigan over Boise State. They play Florida next. If Florida holds on to beat St. John's, they're winning at the half. Missouri of the Big 8 made a quick exit, too. Rhode Island beat the Tigers 87-80. Rhode Island. This is getting to be a habit for Missouri. 3 years in a row, they've been upset in their first tournament game. Missouri is the show-me state, so Rhode Island's Tom Garrick really showed them. Look at this fluke play. Off his teammate's leg, and he scores 25 of his 29 points he scored in the second half. Another disappointing tournament for Norm Stewart and the Missouri Tigers. 87-80 they lose. Syracuse over North Carolina A&T by 14. Duke beat Boston University by 16. Notre Dame loses on St. Patrick's Day to SMU. 5'11" Cato Armstrong of SMU put a damper on the Irish holiday. 29 points for him. Digger Phelps looks like he had some bad corned beef and cabbage. Late in the game, SMU led by 5. Out of the spread, John Alexander to Vernon Purdue, who puts it down. Notre Dame loses to SMU. Even one of the tournament favorites, Oklahoma, had a rough time. For a little while at least, before blowing away Tennessee, Chattanooga, 94-66. A worried Billy Tubbs. His team only scored 34 in the first half. Second half, Darren Chandler of Tennessee, Chattanooga pulled him within 1, but Oklahoma's Harvey Grant took over, 25 points for him, helped along by Oklahoma stud Stacey King. He had 25 also. Oklahoma over Tennessee, Chattanooga, 94-66. BYU keeps going. They won in overtime. They will play Oklahoma next. Auburn beat Bradley despite 44 from Bradley's Hersey Hawkins. Louisville over Oregon State by 9. In the Midwest Regional, Kansas State of the Big 8 keeps going, beating LaSalle. DePaul over Wichita State. Purdue, no problem with Fairleigh Dickinson. And Memphis State beat Baylor. Don't forget, tomorrow night, CSU plays its first NIT game. It's at Moby Gym in Fort Collins against the University of New Orleans. In football, the Broncos invited some company to Greeley this summer for training camp. Dan Reeves asked the Phoenix Cardinals if they'd like to come up, scrimmage for a few days. The Cardinals say they like that idea. The NFL owners' meetings ended in Phoenix today, but before everyone left, they decided not to allow college underclassmen into the NFL draft. Still just seniors. Right now, the NFL is getting a lot of pressure from this kid, Craig Hayward of Pitt. He's a running back, just a sophomore, but he wants to leave school now for a pro career. The pros say no.
Yeah, sophomore, you know, all world in college, leaving, coming into football, and getting that initial contract, but then not making it. And he doesn't have his college education, and the people I've talked to in the league are very much opposed to it.
Expect that one to go to the courts, don't they all these days? A little action in the NHL tonight. Chicago beat floundering Philly 4-3 in overtime. Quebec skated past New Jersey 4-3. Minnesota and St. Louis a 2-all tie, and Calgary 2 goals better than Boston. In baseball, what's with Jack Clark and all these freak injuries? Today, the Yankees' new slugger hit a home run, went into his home run trot, and while jogging around the bases, he tore a tendon in his calf. He's out 3 weeks. Toronto Blue Jays outfielder George Bell was suspended and fined by his team today. Bell was penciled in as a designated hitter during an exhibition game today, but he refused to play. Bell says he is not a DH. He wants to play in the field. Around here in Englewood, our Marcia Neville and a couple of hundred Cherry Creek High School folks got together to celebrate. They're used to this. They're celebrating the Cherry Creek boys' 4th straight state swimming title. They won it last month with a record-setting point total of more than 200. And this morning at McNichols Arena, someone special showed up, Mickey Mouse, and Alex English's little boy was mesmerized, wasn't he? You should have seen after that. The whole Nuggets team sang a rendition of the Mickey Mouse theme song. And it sounded not much better than the way Donald Duck would sing it, believe me.
That's cute. That's very nice. Thank you, Les.
All right.
Still to come, when it's St. Patrick's Day, everyone everywhere helps celebrate. A look at some of the festivities right after this.
Wake up, everybody. It's snow, and more snow.
When you're feeling a little under the weather, reach for America's favorite cold remedy, Chevy's S10 Blazer 4x4 with its patented Instatrack system and newly available 4.3-liter Vortec V6, the biggest engine in its class. Chevy S10 Blazer, America's favorite sport utility vehicle. America's favorite cold remedy.
The heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevy truck.
Our entire family has a great time when we go to Garcia's Mexican restaurants. The people are so nice. Laura's our favorite waitress. No matter how many times she tells my husband the plate's hot, he still has to touch it.
Garcia's, when you know beans about Mexican food. There are 5 Garcia's in the Denver area, including Cherry Creek, north of First on Steel, and on Havana in Aurora.
Race fans, it's the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Full Winter Championships. Blasting in McNichols Arena this Friday and Saturday night. Featuring the top 4x4 pulling trucks in the country, plus the $50,000 battle of the monster trucks. The monsters go to war against the half-tank, half-truck, barefoot tracks. Plus wheel-standing trick trucks, the jet-powered Starfire Funny Car, and the rear-engine AA fuel dragster, the Bushwhacker. Tickets now. McNichols Arena, Nuggets box office, and all Ticketmaster locations. This Friday and Saturday, 8 p.m. McNichols Arena. It's the wildest show on wheels.
Colorado weather can change as fast as you can say blizzard. But New Center 4 has something to keep you ahead of the storm. It's Igor, an advanced weather computer that'll give you current Denver conditions plus time and temperature free. Simply call 837-IGOR. And that's not all. For 30 cents a minute, you can get travel and ski conditions for specific locations throughout Colorado. It's weather information when you want it, for where you want it, including current Denver conditions free.
Vicki Meyer is a teacher who makes a difference with 4th graders at Birch Elementary in Boulder. Teachers who make a difference. Good news from News Center 4.
St. Patrick's Day, and all over the world, everybody had their Irish up.
We'll begin our look at St. Paddy's Day and the place where it all started, the Emerald Isle. Dublin, to be exact, a parade that was a bit more somber than usual today because of the sectarian violence this week in Northern Ireland. 3 people died yesterday in an attack at a Belfast cemetery.
The enthusiasm was a bit muted, too, in New York City today, but the nation's biggest St. Patrick's Day parade stepped off on schedule. Police estimated 1.25 million people jammed Fifth Avenue to watch it.
In Chicago, it just wouldn't be St. Paddy's Day if they didn't turn the river green. And they did. 200,000 people stood out in the cold to watch the parade in the Windy City.
And right here at home, a St. Patrick's Day dance tonight to benefit the hospice program at Lutheran Medical Center. They kicked up their heels tonight at Arvada's Oberon Junior High School. Lots of activities tonight, and we'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day.
And many more to come. Nice to have you with us on News Center 4.
Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., wake up with News Center 4 Today as Stephen Clark, Kristen McCloskey, and Ed Green report the day's first news, weather, and traffic conditions. News Center 4 Today here on Channel 4.
Everyone likes to barbecue, but no one likes waiting for the coals to heat up. Now get those coals ready to cook in just a few short minutes with the all-new electric bellows. Just clamp it to your barbecue, turn it on, and stand back. Electric bellows is a must for RV barbecuers, campers, and great for stoking that fire at home. It runs on 2 size D batteries and is constructed of rugged, heat-resistant material. It's so safe and light you can take it anywhere. Call 1-800-862-6262 now to order your electric bellows for just $24.95 plus postage and handling. Most major credit cards accepted. Call 1-800-862-6262 now.
He can't sit still. He can't slow down. Coaching the Nuggets, he's playoff bound.
Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Well,
The scuffles and yells, the whistles and scores. He won't miss a chance to get on the floor.
Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo! Hey, Mo!
Catch the Doug Moe Show, Saturdays at 6:30 on Channel 4. Brought to you by your local Subaru dealers of Colorado.
Life is simpler since I stopped paying my bills. Well, they still get paid, but Commercial Federal does the work. I use my touch-tone phone to talk directly to the computer, order my payment, write it in my ledger, and that's that. I even set up automatic payments for recurring bills, like my rent. It's a service called telephone banking. I got it with my Commercial Federal checking account. Listen, it's easy. If I can do it, you can too.
Telephone banking from Commercial Federal.